Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my beginner's guide for Factorio. Let's get cracking. We're going to be working towards our green science build. We're at the stage where we just need to get our inserters going, and to get our inserters going we just need green circuits. Okay, this is the last thing that we need to build in order for this entire factory to turn on, basically. So we need to sort out green circuits. Now, as I was saying in the last episode, green circuits are huge. They're used for everything. So building something that's really large and robust is very important. And the other thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to put it on a production bus, okay? So we are going to put green circuits straight up the middle here. Now I need to make a few amendments here of the on this line so that we can actually get it to work. So I'll do that now, get it all cosmetically pretty. And there, and this round so it actually works. Okay, so this will actually be green circuits. Okay, this is where green circuits will end up eventually. Now let's begin the build. So what I have is five assembly machine 2s. So that's what you need. Now I'm going to grab a few more inserters so that this can work. Now what we're going to want to do here is we want to go 1, 2, and 3 just like this. No, that's too close. I've already made a mistake. Oh my god. Shoot me. Yeah, something like that. 1, 2, 3. Done. Okay. Now this is a very well established build. If you look anywhere about green circuits, this is what you're going to see. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to make it look like this. So you notice that this middle inserter is on the edge of these two assemblers. This middle assembler is on the edge of this too, so that you can get 3 inserters into each one of these. So 2 come from each one of these into 2 of these. Does that make sense? No? Good. Moving right along. Next thing that we're going to actually, hold on. That's too close still. Now I'm thinking ahead, because I know what's going to happen. And I know without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, that my circuit build isn't going to be big enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do something like this, okay? And I'm going to leave enough room to sneak 2, not 1, but 2 lines of copper down here, okay? Because I'm going to want them eventually. Yes, this build will take 2 lines of copper. Alright, so we've got our thing. Okay, we've got three inserters. Now these are going to be our copper cable. Okay. Now you'll notice that with electronic circuits, it's 3 to 2. Is the best way of doing it. You need 3 copper cable assemblers to 1 inserter, 1 electronic inserter. And the reason for that is the crafting speed. So we'll set this up. Now then, what we want to do is we want to have somewhere for these circuits to go. We always want a good amount of inserters. And we also need to get our iron in. Now this is the best way that I can see of doing this. And this is going to be a fairly, it's going to be like a Mark 1, Mark 1.5. There are more advanced versions where you have greater throughput capacity, but we'll just stick with something nice and simple with. So this will allow us to get our iron in. So this is the iron input line right here. Okay, we've got our copper input line here. And basically we've got all of our raw resources effectively set up, ready to go. Now this is going to be our output line. So this is where the circuits are actually going to go. So we'll hook this up straight away. Because we know where we want our circuits to go. It's right here. And the goal is to get 2 lines. And I'm not really worried about the numbers. Like, there are ways to calculate what's going to come out of this. But I'm not really worried about that, okay? What I'm worried about is just getting it so that it works. And what I'll do later is I will actually adjust this later to increase the production so that it levels itself out. Okay, now as per usual, I'm just going to hook this in so that it starts to work. I will worry about balancing it later. No, I don't want to put that in. It's just a reserve line. Okay, so we've got that there. We need a few more inserters. We need power. And I think there's a pretty way of doing this. Let's see if we can come up with one. Yeah, look at this. This is going to be awesome. Lights. Don't forget the lights. And now what we'll do is we'll just plug it into the network proper. Boom. Dang. Now we need some iron. We need iron coming in here. So it's just a question of connecting the dots, basically just going from A to B. So if we need iron, how is the best way of getting it in? Now, unfortunately, the outflow line is in a rather unfortunate spot, and same with our science. You know, I've kind of jammed myself up a little bit. So really, all of this should have been moved up a little bit further. But, you know, I'm trying to make this look really, really pretty. And it is looking pretty good, and it will look good when it's finished, but, you know, for now, it's just a bit of a headache to get it all to work. This is kind of what I'm trying to encourage, is to decrease the headaches as much as you can in your factories, so that you can just build and enjoy the game. So how do we get the iron in? I think that we just come below here and then go up and in. Now, here's the next part of this build, right? Here's the next part of this build. There is going to be another set down here. At least in my brain there was going to be. I don't know if we've got room. Let's put it in straight away. We don't have enough iron. Go pick up some iron. And this is the nice thing about having a nicely built factory, is you can put, you know, a fair amount of strain on it. You know, pick up, you know, 1,000 iron plates from the belt, and it's just like, yeah, no worries. It just fixes it for you. It's like, no worries, boss. I got that. I got you back. Got you covered. So you can see how I'm building this backwards. Okay, I know where I want to go, so I'm starting there and then I'm going backwards. I need to get this set up correctly. So it's going to be there, there, there. More inserters. Yep. We'll build some more inserters. And now I'm just copying the build. Okay? I'm just saying, right, well, I know where things want to go. I know where I need to get them to. And generally speaking, you want 2 inserters for the iron, because you are going to need a lot of it. We'll build some more inserters for there, and that pretty much gets things covered. Bigger power poles will be very, very handy, and steel is on the list of things to be done very shortly. So what I need to do is I need to get some iron in here. Now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring 2 lines in. I think 2 lines is the way we want to go here. This is going to be fairly beefy, like it's going to move pretty quickly. And I'm not worried about the numbers. You know, I will adjust it by eye. Basically, I'll look at the belts and see, okay, well, this has too much or this has not enough, and adjust it that way. I'm not calculating anything right now. I'm just running through it, building it, enjoying it. And yeah, so we'll do this like this, and this is all temporary for the moment, just to get it going. And I will actually fix these belts. So these little ugly splits that I've put in, I'll actually do a proper balancing. Okay, so we have the first green circuits running now. Now, as you can see, this is fairly complicated. There's a lot of belts going on, but it's at its heart, it's very straightforward. Okay, we bring in iron, we bring in copper, we do some stuff to it, and we send out green circuits. That's all that's happening. Now we want 2 lines here. We want 1 and 2, so that we can upgrade it in the future. Our poles. Lights. Okay, so we've got our copper in. Oh, this actually needs to go up a little bit so that we can keep everything going. There we go. Now this will actually balance itself. You notice how we're putting it on one side of the belt, and we're putting it on one side of the belt, and then we're putting it through a splitter. That means that it'll move it between the 2 belts, so that we get this effect of it being self-balancing. Very lovely. Very, very elegant, very nice. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is green circuits. Now, I've been talking about, you know, these sick builds and that they're doing really well. I know that they're doing well, but here's a way that you can know. If you press P, you bring up the production tab. Now this tells you what you're actually building per minute. Now this 5 seconds is instantaneous, so what you're doing right this very second. You can have a look at the averages too, so you can see that my green circuits have picked up. Actually, hold on, my copper cable production has picked up, and my copper production has picked up, and my green circuits has increased. So you can see that the green circuits is actually increasing, and it's going to go to about 200 a minute, which is, you know, solid. It's all right. For early game factory, it's okay. And there we go. So now all we need to do, we've got our green circuits going, and we'll come back and we'll have another look at this in a moment, because there are inefficiencies in this that we can fix. But what we need to do is we need to actually say, right, well, we want to grab our green circuits from here and we want to send them out here. I just want to adjust this a little bit, make this look really pretty. And there we go. We have our inserter production completed and ready to go, if that belt faces the right direction. Whoops. So that actually gets our green sights running. Oh, no it doesn't. You know why? Because I haven't placed the inserters down. So let's get some inserters down for this, so that it actually does work. We'll go here, 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 and here. I think we need one more belt at the end. We do. Okay. So these are going to make green sights. Ah, look at that. A thing of beauty. It's taken a little bit of time too, but as with everything else that we've built thus far, it is going to be fast now. So I think that the first thing that we want to do is we want to research. What do we want to research? Oil's a huge priority. And if we were in a really really hostile world, I would actually be rushing oil right now, because oil lets you get to lasers, and lasers is pretty much the point at which you can't die. Up till that point you can,
quite easily. I think we'll start with our... it's hard at this point now. I think we just go for advanced material processing, get the steel furnace, and then go from there. Now, we've got 5 minutes, so what we're going to do is we're just going to spend a little bit of time working on the factory and seeing if we can improve some things. This is waiting for gear wheels. Now, the reason this is waiting for gear wheels is because this is not getting enough stuff. Now, when we get to this stage of the game, we can start using different inserters. Now, we've been using long-handed inserters, how they pick up over a belt. That's fairly common. But we also have a fast inserter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a couple of these. And fast inserters always go on slot 4 for me. Now, what we can do is we can have a look at the speed difference. You can see that there's no real comparison between the two. So by looking at it, okay, I can see, right, now we're getting enough iron plate to actually run this factory at full speed. Good. Let's have a look here. Oh, we're kind of missing gear wheels. So this was an issue that I was concerned about. Now, generally speaking, I like to just use fast inserters everywhere because fast inserters are sick. And now it's not getting enough iron. What we want to do is just keep adjusting the build until it just runs smoothly. See how it's not waiting for anything now? That's what we want. And this needs faster output. Now, the other nice thing about this is we've got a fair bit of storage on the belt. Like, the belt is a fairly sizable buffer. Like, we haven't got a box anywhere here, but it's going to allow for some fluctuations in production. Oh, I've just noticed we're starting to have power issues. So we've got some things to fix in our factory. That's okay. It's all the easy stuff. Now let's go and have a look at our circuit production. Oh. We need some fast inserters all throughout here. Now, generally speaking, we want 2 inserters on the input side. I'll just break that for a second, because I can make it look nicer, I think. Disconnect that one. Okay. That was some research finished, so we'll go electric energy distribution. This will give us access to bigger power poles, which is going to be really, really nice. You can see I've been struggling to get the power to work nicely this entire time because the range on these are really small. Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm just upgrading all of these because I know that I need to have it all moving nice and fast. You notice that by just placing the inserter over the top of the old one, you can replace it. You don't actually need to pick it up, put it down again. You can just throw it straight down and it's job done. Okay, so now this is all running smoothly. This is all running smoothly. And my production is now 280. I believe it was 200 before. So just by changing some inserters around, we can get a much greater production capacity. Now you'll notice that we're starting to actually use up a good amount of our iron. And this is the wonderful thing about Factorio, is that you're going to find that you're going to need to be constantly fixing things and tweaking things. So another furnace array is probably on the list, along with fixing the power. But we have green science, ladies and gentlemen, and it is going to run smoothly for the end, until the end of time. So thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode where we'll start to tackle a few of those problems.